Welcome to the meeting of the Village of Frankfort Board. This is Monday, July 19th, 2021. And can we ask our clerk, Katie Schubert, to take the roll, please?
Mayor Ogle.
Here.
Trustee Petro.
Here.
Trustee Borelli.
Here.
Trustee Rossi.
Here.
Trustee Ledden.
Here.
Trustee Savaria.
Here.
Trustee Farina.
Here.
Attorney Lamore.
Present.
Village Administrator Pisha.
Present.
Assistant Administrator Barica. And Schubert.
All right, thank you. If you'd all join me and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So our first item tonight is what we call the unanimous consent agenda. And all items on the unanimous consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one motion. There is no separate discussion of these items unless a board member so requests, in which case that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. At this time, I ask if anyone wants to remove anything from the consent agenda. Okay, hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Trustee Petro? Trustee Borelli with the second. Okay. The items on here we will go through and explain so that the people that are watching at home or watching on video or in the audience tonight understand what we are voting on and what's going on. So first item on here is the approval of the minutes from the July 6, 2021 meeting. And if there's no corrections to those, we'll move on to Trustee Savaria for the approval of the bills and the payroll.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The bills tonight equal $408,979.52. Some line items of interest. We had $825 to American Trap Masters for beaver trapping, of all things. $400 to Big Dog Mercer for the rib cook-off entertainment. And then we had multiple vendor items, including Aurelio's, Dunkin' Donuts, Durbin's, the Fishing Connection, and Selena's related to the Fishing Derby. And that's all I have this evening.
Thank you, Trustee Savaria. Next, we're going to go to the Committee of the Whole. There's two items on this, and first we'll go to Trustee Borelli.
Thank you, Mayor. First item is the annual appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 21-22. At the Committee of the Whole and earlier this evening, and we also had a public hearing before this meeting that were held immediately to discuss the annual appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 21-22. This ordinance specifies the maximum amount which can legally be sent by the village for the fiscal year. The requested appropriation is $54,617,992, which is $3,566,281, or 7% higher than last year's appropriation of $51,051,711. This increase mainly relates to the hiring of additional police officers, increased funding in the street resurfacing program, the Fight for Road Extension project, and utility improvement projects. The motion before us tonight is to waive the first and second readings and pass the annual appropriation ordinance providing an appropriation for corporate purposes in the amount of $54,617,992.00 for a fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2021 and ending April 30th, 2022 for the Village of Frankfort.
Thank you, Trustee Borelli. Next, we're going to go to Trustee Farina with an item on the lead service lines.
Thank you, Mayor Ogle. Also this evening, the Committee of the Whole reviewed 6 bid proposals submitted for the village's lead service line replacement program. The village recently received approval from the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency for a $1,840,535 loan for this project with 100% principal forgiveness. This project includes removal and replacement of approximately 200 lead service lines throughout the village of Frankfort. The lowest responsive bid was submitted by Stipp Brothers Excavating Incorporated of Elwood, Illinois, in the amount of $1,534,500. So the motion in front of us this evening is to adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of a contract with Stipp Brothers Excavating Incorporated for the lead service line replacement program in the amount of $1,534,500. And that is all, Mayor Ogle.
Thank you, Trustee Farina. Now we have one item from the Plan Commission, and we will go to Trustee Petro for the report.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one item tonight, a plat of dedication at 8559 West North Avenue. Resident Tom Fritz recently required the 40.9 acre parcel located south of the intersection of North Avenue and McCow Drive for use as a single-family residence. The property was assigned the address of 8559 West North Avenue, which is currently paved and used as a public road. A plat of dedication is needed to convey 40 feet of the north end of the parcel to the Village of Frankfort to ensure the use of North Avenue as a public right-of-way. An additional 20 feet of depth is also required to be dedicated at the northwest corner of the parcel in the event that Miko Drive is ever extended south and west to serve the parcel to the west. At its June 24th, 2021 meeting, the Plan Commission forwarded a unanimous recommendation to the Village Board to approve the plat of dedication for the property located at 8559 West North Avenue. The motion before us is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation, waive the first and second readings, and pass an ordinance authorizing approval and acceptance of a plot of dedication to the Village of Frankfort in Will and Cook County for certain property located at 8559 West North Avenue, prepared in the latest draft revision in accordance with the reviewed plans and subject to final legal review. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee. At this point, is there any discussion on those consent agenda items? Okay. Hearing none, we'll go to our clerk, Katie Schubert, for the vote.
Trustee Burley?
Yes.
Trustee Rossi?
Yes.
Trustee Lidden?
Yes.
Trustee Saverio?
Yes.
Trustee Farina?
Yes.
Trustee Petro?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So the consent agenda carried. The next item on here is what we call the mayor's report. And the first item on here is our retirement of our fire chief here. Our Frankfort fire chief, Robert Wilson, has announced his retirement as of July 31st of this year. During his 40 years of service with the Frankfort Fire District, he has earned the admiration and respect of his friends and colleagues. On behalf of our village board, I wish to express our appreciation to him for his many years of dedicated service and extend our best wishes for many years of good health and happiness during his retirement. The village is also partnering with the Conservation Foundation to host a restoration workday at Prairie Park this Saturday, July 24th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. The workday is open to the public and volunteers are needed. To sign up for the event, contact our event coordinator, Sue Lynchy, at 815-469-2177 or slynchy@frankfortil.org. And I will be out there, have my work clothes on and my gloves, and we'll be clearing out some bushes there. The next item on here is our lead service line replacement program that Trustee Farina had spoke about in the consent agenda. The public is invited to attend an informational open house relating to the village's lead line replacement program. Open houses have been scheduled for Thursday, July 29th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and also Saturday, from July 31st from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here at the Village Hall, which is 432 West Nebraska Street. If you have questions or further information is needed, contact our Utilities Director, Zach Brown, and you can reach him at 815-412-2432. Frankfort Park District is hosting its annual Short Run on the Long Day, which is 5K run walk, on Thursday, July 29th at Main Park. The registration forms are available at www.frankfortparks.org. Now, this run has been rescheduled from what was the short day, or long day and the short run. It was going to be held virtually, but since the governor announced that he would be opening up state to phase 5, they are going to actually hold this run in person, which is the best way to run it instead of virtually. So please sign up for this run. It's a lot of fun. The annual rib cook-off event is scheduled for Saturday, July 31st in downtown Frankfort. Amateur chefs will cook on site, and a public rib tasting will begin at 12:30 p.m. Ticket sales begin at noon, and they usually go pretty quick. Prizes are available for first, second, third, and a crowd pleaser. The event is co-sponsored by the Frankfort Area J.6, the Frankfort Lions Club, and by the Village of Frankfort. Registration is required for the contestants. Their application, the rules, and additional details can be found on the village website at frankfortil.org. Then we have our Frankfort Night Against Crime. The Frankfort Fire Department will host its annual Out Against Crime event on Tuesday, August 3rd, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Brighter Green. Come out and bring your children, enjoy the games, inflatable play equipment, and the Touch-A-Truck program. There'll be a bunch of trucks out in there. Frankfort Township brings out some of these big ones. I think, SWAT sometimes brings them. So if you're a young man, I was always excited by all those things. I'd love to go into those type of events. It's great to see it. You got young children, and I'm sure the young ladies will like it just as well. Concerts on the Green was another item that I just wanted to mention. We had almost what I think would be a record crowd yesterday for the ABBA tribute group Dancing Queen, and the country market was hopping. It's great to see people out in Frankfort. We have a beautiful town. We love it. These are our guests here, and we enjoy having them here, and we certainly want to put on our best show for them. So this Wednesday, speaking of things in Frankfort, very important, this Wednesday, the 21st, at 7 p.m., also right here, the Frankfort Chamber of Commerce is hosting a volunteer meeting. They're looking for some volunteers. If you've never volunteered for Fall Fest, if you wanted to get involved, that's the time to come in and get some information on how to become involved and what you can do. If you have a couple hours to give, that's all that you need to do. That's where you can start. It's very important. It's a nationally recognized craft fair and festival. It also has a beer garden with entertainment and a food court, and it greatly benefits our local civics. So I highly encourage people to get involved and come out this Wednesday right here to the Village Hall, where the Frankfort Chamber will be talking about the Fall Fest. And that's all for the mayor's report tonight. So now we'll go to board comments, and I think we'll start with our clerk, Katie Schubert.
I do not have anything to add tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Katie.
I
Trustee
would
Litton.
just like to congratulate Chief Wilson on his retirement, well-deserved retirement, and thank him for all his service to Frankfort for 40 years. It's quite impressive.
Thank you, Mike. Trustee Zavaria.
No comment, except for a ditto on what Trustee Ledden said.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Farina.
I too want to congratulate and wish Chief Wilson best wishes on his retirement and thank him for his service. When I first got on the board, he was very welcoming. I got to tour the fire department, and Trustee Rossi was there too, I know. And two big losses for the fire department, but I know they will have good leadership in the future, and we will continue to work with our fire protection district. So that is it, Mayor Ogle.
Thank you. Trustee Petro.
Thank you, Mayor Eagle. I also want to congratulate Chief Wilson on his retirement and thank him for his years of service here. Always very welcoming to the fire district, different tours and being able to participate in their meetings. And I hope you have many great times in retirement. I have a calendar, as Mayor Ogle had mentioned, just chock filled of Frankfort activities, and it feels like Frankfort in the summer, which is really exciting. My daughter's here in the audience tonight, and the first 5K she ever ran was the short day on, or long run, or short run on a long day. Now, it's not going to be on the longest day of the year because of the rescheduled, but I am registered, and I'm excited to be running in it live, so I look forward to that. And I just want to echo Mayor Ogle's comments. We need volunteers for Fall Fest. Fall Fest is, one of the staples. I would say it's a temporal landmark, the end of summer, as we come together as Frankfort, and we desperately need more volunteers. So please come out this Wednesday if you're interested, just to learn a little bit more. We definitely will use the help here. And hope everyone has a great night. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Ogle.
Thank you, Trustee Petro. Trustee Burley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, congratulations to Chief Wilson, and thank you for your service. And yes, it's great to see all these events back. I don't know if I'm going to run it this year. We'll see. I'll definitely be cheering on the route, but we'll see. I'm a little out of shape, but we'll see what happens. still got 10 days, but I hope people do participate. It is definitely the most fun run that we have here in Frankfort. There's a lot of great runs, but I think this one is special. It kind of goes through downtown. It's a fun route, and I mean, anyone can run a 5K. Come on, right? Okay, I'll sign up. All right, that's all I got, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Burley. Trustee Rossi.
Okay, I actually received a phone call from Chief Wilson tonight. He asked me to apologize. He did want to be here, but he had a previous commitment he could not get out of. But he did ask me if I would thank everyone on the village board and the village for all the cooperation and the good work that goes on between the two. He said he has seen it improve so much over the years, and he's been here a lot of years, and he's going to miss it, he said, but working with the village made his job much easier.
Thank you, Trustee Rossi. And we're looking forward to a new fire chief being appointed too, so.
Yes.
And, yes, and again, our police and our fire and 911, all these emergency services are so important, and we do work together. When you pick up that phone and you dial 911, you want people showing up and knowing what they're doing, so we appreciate it. At this point, we'll go to our village administrator, who's our former police chief, but temporary, for the police department report.
Assistant, yes.
Assistant, sorry.
I also want to congratulate Chief Wilson. Obviously, you said we've had a great relationship with him. It's gotten even better over the years. We work very well with the fire department, and it always gets better. And I think with their new leadership, obviously, and the new leadership in the police department, that will continue. So I have no worries about that. Want to also say that police department's very excited about the night out. We will do free hot dogs. It's the first 600. Once we run out, that's all we do have. So get there early. It's from 6 to 8 on August 3rd, and obviously down on the brighter green. And there'll be lots of fun activities. I'm looking forward to going there as an attendee this year. We also, if people don't know, we have a drug take-back program for medications at the PD. Some people might not know that. It is actually sponsored by the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, so it's at no cost to our citizens. And I found it interesting. We got a report back last year, and Frankfort came in the top 10 of all of the participants in taking back over 216 pounds of medications, which is great to know. And I thought it was odd that the Reclamation District did it, but it made sense in the end because otherwise people flush these out quite often. So it's a great service we have. It's no cost, and if you ever need it, it's right in front of the PD. Just come in the front lobby, and you can put your medications in there. All the instructions are on there on how to do that. A warning about scams. I got one this morning myself. IDES and the Secretary of State do not text you for updates to your driver's license or to get your benefits updated. They're sending those around a lot with a link. Do not respond to those. Just ignore them and delete them. And then finally, of course, remember to lock your doors, put your garage doors down, take your keys and key fobs in, and your hashtag 9 p.m. routine. And that's all I have tonight.
Thank you, John. Now we go to our village administrator, Rob Pisha.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to repeat what everybody said and congratulate Bob Wilson. I've had the opportunity to work with Bob the majority of my career. He's been there for 40 years. I've been here for 35, so kind of started around the same time and kind of watch each other go up through the ranks. So it's nice for Bob to be able to retire after 40 years of service, and certainly want to thank him. And started with Chief Grady and continued with him as far as the relationship between the village and the Fire Protection District. And it's going to be missed, but as John said, that I think that relationship will continue, and I think it's important that we have that with all of our agencies. So congratulations to Bob. Just dovetailing on some of the things that talked about the lead service line. I know we've said this in the past, but just want to reiterate, this is the private service lines that go from the main to the people's house, so it is actually a private service line. None of the distribution lines for the village are lead, so it isn't anything with the village lines being replaced. These are all the private service lines that go to the house. So I just want to make sure that we always say that so people understand there is no lead service lines in our water distribution system for our stuff. Also, anybody who's had the opportunity to be outside, and maybe you can see from the bug bites that the mosquitoes are in full swing right now. The village did do a spraying recently through Clark Mosquito Abatement. They come out and spray the entire village. They were out on July 13th. They normally come out every 7 to 10 days, but we do have it in the contract that if we need additional sprayings, they do it based on the number of mosquitoes they find in the traps that they've put throughout town. So there may be additional ones, obviously, that will go out, especially since I think anybody's seen the mosquitoes. They're about the size of small birds. Not to mention, we will probably look at doing something with spraying along the trail as well, because that is a problem area. So we'll do some a special spraying along the trail. So that should happen. So if you get any questions about it, we are actively looking at it, but the mosquitoes are terrible everywhere right now. And then finally, on the street resurfacing, we're in the midst of replacing all the curbs and sidewalks. That takes about 3 weeks to do all the concrete work. And then we should start with the actual resurfacing of the streets once all the curb work and the sidewalks are replaced. And those are, making the ADA compliance at the intersection. So you should see that, but they are working in the neighborhoods right now on the concrete work. And that's the end of my report.
All right, thank you. And now we go to our village attorney, Ken Lamar.
No report tonight. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, thank you. Do we have any other business, board business before? Okay, hearing none, we go to public comment. Anyone would like to make any public comment here? Greg, come on up.
Good evening again. Greg Bird. I promised the Prestwick Homeowners Association I'd be here. Had I known Mark was going to be here, I wouldn't be here, but so it goes. We wanted to thank all of you, Mr. Pisha, your attorneys, everybody else regarding that Airbnb issue. It's a quality of life issue. Your response has been fantastic, timely, and hopefully you'll never have to address another one of these types of complaints again. But again, on behalf of the association, and I think most of the other residents in Frankfort, thank you very much for your efforts on this issue.
Greg, thank you very much. Do we have any other public comment? Anyone else? Hearing none, then can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Trustee Savaria, second by Trustee Burley. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.